بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين صلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد
اللهم صل على محمد
وآله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين أجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف اللهم أخرجني من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمني بنور الفهم اللهم افتح علينا أبواب رحمتك وانشر علينا خزائن علومك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Last week, which was our first session on shukr or gratefulness, we mentioned some verses of the Qur'an and some Hadith. I want to start with another verse about shukr, which is very moving. Surah Nisa, verse 147. Chapter 4, verse 147. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وما يفعل الله بعذابكم إن شكرتم وآمنتم وكان الله شاكرا عليما. In my way of translating, maybe there can be better translations, but if I want to express this in a way which is very understandable, it means, how is Allah going to punish you if you are grateful and you believe? ما يفعل الله بعذابكم إن شكرتم وآمنتم. Lots of things are here, and one of them, which is very much drawing my attention, is shukr being mentioned before iman. And this confirms what we said last week, that iman indeed is a shukr. إِنَّا هَدَيْنَاهُ السَّبِيلَ إِمَّا شَاكِرًا وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. So those who are mu'min, they are shakir. Of course, shakir with respect to the blessings of guidance. Maybe the same people are not shakir with respect to everything, but at least to some extent they have been shakir. Being grateful to Allah for the gift of calling us towards light, towards life. استجيبوا لله وللرسول إذا دعاكم لما يحييكم. Allah has called us towards what gives us life, towards guidance. So mu'min is the one who has been grateful. It means that he has acknowledged receiving the invitation, the call, and has responded positively to this invitation, and therefore he has embraced faith. If you are shakir and you have faith, then it means that there is no way that you would be receiving any punishment. So this means that those who are really grateful and try to be grateful in every aspect of their life, there is no way for fire to reach them. So those who are grateful only to some extent, to some degree, they are not really grateful. Like mu'min. If someone just believes but doesn't practice, although you can say he is mu'min, but it is just, theologically, in kalam you say he's a mu'min. But a real mu'min is the one that is committed to all the implications and all the requirements of iman. Once I told, I think for you, this concept that in the Qur'an, many times you have a term that is used in kind of, like a verb, and sometimes it is used as a noun. Sometimes you have a person who amana. Sometimes you have mu'min. Although in Arabic grammar, mu'min means man amana. But in the Quran, mu'min is more than just amana. Mu'min is the one that has really got into the essence of Iman and reached the core of Iman. So there's a difference in many cases. Man salla is different from musalli. Musalli is the one who has gained the quality of salat. Means it has become like a second habit or second nature for it. Anyway, if someone is really grateful, he is really mu'min, and he would have no problem in any part of his or her life. Therefore, there is no way to be thinking that this person may end up with being in hell and being punished. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, the reason for Allah not punishing such people, مَا يَفْعَلُ اللَّهُ بِعَذَابِكُمْ إِن شَكَرْتُمْ وَآمَنْتُمْ. Why Allah is not going to punish such people is وَكَانَ اللَّهُ شَاكِرًا عَلِيمًا. Because Allah Himself is grateful. And He knows that you have been grateful. So how a grateful can punish a grateful? وَكَانَ اللَّهُ شَاكِرًا عَلِيمًا. So this shows that gratefulness is such a great quality that Allah says, I am grateful and I'm not going to punish anyone who is grateful. Okay? So this is the ayah that I wanted to begin with. And now we go on to the rest of hadith in the selection of Mizan al-Hikmah, Muntakhab Mizan al-Hikmah, which is also translated to English as a scale of wisdom. So we had already some hadith about encouraging to be grateful, and then about the merits of being grateful. The next section is دور الشكر في الزيادة, the role of gratefulness in having increase in your bounties and blessings that you receive. Of course, this is an idea which is mentioned in the Qur'an. وَإِذْ تَأَذَّنَ رَبُّكُمْ لَإِنْ شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ وَلَإِنْ كَفَرْتُمْ إِنَّ عَذَابِي لَشَدِيدٌ. Surah Ibrahim, verse 7 that we discussed last week. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, مَا فَتَحَ اللَّهُ عَلَىٰ عَبْدٍ بَابَ شُكْرٍ فَخَزَنَ عَنْهُ بَابَ الزِّيَادَةِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has never opened the gate of gratefulness to any servant, and then He has closed the gate of increase. It's impossible to open one of these two gates and close the other one. If He opens the gate of shukr, He certainly has opened the gate of ziyada. Okay? It's like in my analogy. Imagine if there is a corridor, and on both sides of the corridor there is a gate. If you don't want people go through this corridor and reach the other side, you don't open the gates. It's impossible for you to open one gate and close the other gate. It's useless. If you want them to go beyond this stage, you open both gates. Otherwise, you keep both closed. So if Allah opens the gate of shukr, then the next gate, which is ziyada, is opened. So you go to the next stage. This is from Rasulullah. The second hadith is from Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam. ما أنعم الله على عبد نعمة فشكرها بقلبه. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not blessed any servant by giving a blessing, or has not bestowed any blessing upon any servant, and then that servant has been grateful by his heart, unless استوجب المزيد فيها, unless this has caused receiving more blessing. استوجب means has entitled him to receive more blessing. قبل أن يظهر شكرها على لسانه, even before he declares his gratefulness by his tongue. You know, sometimes you come to an acknowledgement of Allah's blessing, but maybe it takes some time to express it. Maybe, I don't know how, few seconds, maybe a few minutes. Maybe you are, for example, trying to finish something, and then, so Allah even doesn't wait for you to officially declare it. As soon as you acknowledge that Allah has been blessing you, the gates of ziyada is open. He doesn't need to be verbally thanked. We have to thank him verbally, but he doesn't wait for that. The main thing is the heart. If in your heart there is appreciation, if there is a softness in the heart that appreciates the gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ziyada is coming. The next section is, these are of course selections. We have many hadiths about these issues. وجوب الشكر على الشكر. Being grateful by itself is a gift, and for this gift also you have to be grateful. Now I am saying hadith. So this is the title of the section. وجوب الشكر على الشكر. So for, yes.
Just about the previous one, when you know Maria next time says إلا استوجب المزيد فيها, so it increases in that thing. So when Allah gives you ziyada or more, does He give it to you in that specific thing that you've done shukr for, or He just gives you more, but He doesn't specify what He's going to give it to you in? Do you understand?
It starts with giving more of the same thing, but it can also lead to giving you more of other things. But it starts first from the same thing. Al-Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam fil munajat, when he is whispering to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, فَكَيْفَ لِي بِتَحْصِيلِ الشُّكْرِ وَشُكْرِي إِيَّاكَ يَفْتَقِرُ إِلَى شُكْرٍ. Oh Allah, how can I be grateful? How can I achieve gratitude, shukr? How can I be grateful? While being grateful to you requires me to thank you again. Yes. We can never thank him enough. Because the more you thank, the more he deserves to be thanked. Yeah? Actually, as we said before, the gift of being able to thank is the greater than the first gift. So when you are able to thank Allah, you have to be more thankful for this thankfulness than the blessing for which you have been thankful. And then if you are thankful for being thankful, again you have to be more thankful for being thankful for being thankful. Okay? But at the same time you see how beautiful it is to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't need to do lots of things, just improve your understanding. So you can start with one blessing, okay, and then just keep thinking on this and go to deeper and deeper levels of gratitude. Yes. Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam. فَكُلَّمَا, the hadith continues. This is a, part of munajat. So, I repeat from the beginning. فَكَيْفَ لِي بِتَحْصِيلِ الشُّكْرِ وَشُكْرِي إِيَّاكَ يَفْتَقِرُ إِلَى شُكْرٍ. How can I become grateful while thanking you requires me to be thankful again? فَكُلَّمَا قُلْتُ لك الحمد وجب علي لذلك أن أقول لك الحمد. Whenever I say all the praise is due to you, then it's obligatory for me to say again all the praise is due to you for being able to praise you. Yes? There are many people in the world that are not able to thank Allah. So this is a gift for you that you are able to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When people are blind and they cannot see hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you are able to see, you have to be grateful. One of the poets says something very beautiful. He says, indeed, when you thank Allah and praise Allah, you are praising yourself. مادح آفتاب مدح خود کند. مدح خود کند. Imagine, for example, if I give 1 hour lecture on Allama Tabatabai and talk about his life and practice. Indeed, what I am doing is that I am saying I am a person who understands what is knowledge, what is philosophy, what is irfan. So in a sense, I am elevating myself. Yeah? If I talk about, sun and significance of sun and light and how much we benefit from light, indeed it means that I understand all these things. If someone praises a person who has devoted his life to charity work, humanity, says, this man was a great person, he served all humanity, he didn't have, rest unless he made sure he did his best for poor people. Indeed, whether he knows or not, he's saying that I am a person who is a charitable person. I understand these things, I appreciate these things. Yeah? So, when you thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and you praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are putting yourself in the circle of the people who have been that good and that understanding that they could understand the beauty of Allah's creation. Yeah? So you are putting yourself in the circle of Ibrahim, who was shakiran la'an'umihi, in the circle of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ahlul Bayt. So you are promoting yourself.
Can it become shirk?
Pardon?
Can it become shirk?
Shirk?
Like when you praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as you said, you praising yourself. Can it become?
Not you are praising yourself directly. But I'm saying that indeed you are praising yourself. Indeed you are improving and promoting yourself. Those who praise bad things, it means that they are bad themselves. Those who praise good things, it means that they are good themselves. No bad person praises a good person. Okay? Al-Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam. أوحى الله تعالى إلى موسى عليه السلام. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala communicated to Musa ala nabiyina wa alayhi salam. You know, we have many conversations between Allah and Musa. This is not only Torah, these are, you know, Hadith Qudsi. Ya Musa, ushkurni haqqa shukri. Oh Musa, thank me in the way that I deserve. Haqqa shukri. Okay? The proper gratitude. فقال يا رب كيف أشكرك حق شكرك. Oh Allah, how can I thank you properly in the way that you deserve? وَلَيْسَ مِنْ شُكْرٍ أَشْكُرُكَ بِهِ إِلَّا وَأَنْتَ أَنْعَمْتَ بِهِ عَلَيْهِ. How can I thank you enough? How can I thank you properly while every thanking is a blessing that you have blessed me with? Okay? Is it clear? فَقَالَ يَا مُوسَى. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, O Musa, شَكَرْتَنِي حَقَّ شُكْرِي حِينَ عَلِمْتَ أَنَّ ذَلِكَ مِنِّي. Allah said, actually this is the proper shukr. This is what I am happy with. That you knew that thanking me is from me. So, what is shukr? To thank Allah for His blessing. What is haqqu shukr? To know that even thanking Him is also a blessing. Okay? And you know, if you don't think like that, then there is a danger. Because if you think that thanking Allah is not a blessing and it is your achievement, then you may become proud of yourself. You may think, oh no, I did something great. Allah gave me and I thanked Him. As if I have returned something to Him. You know? This is a wrong mentality. That we think by thanking, we are returning. So I am no longer under any obligation because I thanked. But this is not enough. This is the minimum that you can do to say to someone, I thank you. It's not it's not a payment. For example, someone has done lots of things for you. You say just thank you. Even if in your heart you acknowledge that you thanked him, but you have not done anything for him. So at least if we thank Allah and we know that this is also not anything that I have done, this is again another blessing from Allah, so you become more humble. So you see, it's connected to humbleness, it's lack of arrogance. If someone is arrogant, he cannot thank. Those who are arrogant never accept really, even if they say, but they really in their heart, they don't accept that anyone has had any favor upon them. They think everyone has just done what they were supposed to do. If you, for example, I don't know, if you help them, teach them, give them money, I don't know, whatever, you do for them, they think, this is what you had to do. If you didn't do this, there was something wrong with you. They don't take it as a sign of them being in debt to you. They just think that this is what you have to do. And if you didn't do this, you were, you had problem. This is arrogance. So what happens is, no matter how much you do, they always underestimate. يَسْتَقِلُّ الْكَثِيرُ. يَسْتَقِلُّ means they count little what is great. So you do lots of things, they think you have done very little. But those who are humble, you do little, they think you have done great. So once you help them, every time that they meet you, they thank you. Because there's humbleness. Everywhere he says, this man, this woman helped me. Because there's humbleness. So they can see the greatness in what you have done, and because they see themselves too little, they actually see it greater than what you think you have done. You think you have not done anything. So this is very important, that when you help people, when you do something for them, you should consider it very little. I didn't do anything. But when people do something for you, even if it's little, you should say, they have done lots of things for me. They have done great things for me. Yes.
So if we look at the other side of the coin, if it looks like a tasalsul in which Allah has to thank us first, or give us the blessing to thank, then we thank, for which we have to thank again. So if we are not thanking Him, does that mean He's not blessed us to thank Him in the first place?
You are not blessed with thanking because there was a problem in you. So it's not arbitrary that some people are blessed with thanking and some people are not blessed with thanking. There must be an obstacle. Otherwise, if two people are equal, Allah treats them equal. So that arrogance or ignorance must be there in someone who is not able to think. So, Ya Musa shakartani haqqa shukri hina alimta anna dhalika minni. When you knew that this thanking also was from me, this is proper shukr. So shukr is to thank for the blessing, and haqqu shukr is to know that thanking for blessing is a blessing. And in this way, you realize that you can never thank enough. Because this means that you realize that it's going to be endless process. I cannot thank Allah enough. The next section is haqiqatu shukr. What is the reality of shukr? We have some hadiths here, again, as sample. There are more hadiths, but as a sample, we mentioned few hadiths. In some of these hadiths, you find the reality of shukr in general. Some of them is reality of shukr with respect to certain things. For example, if Allah has given you power, what is the reality of gratitude for power? Okay, so sometimes it's general, sometimes it's for specific blessings. Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam said, Shukru kulli ni'mah al-wara'u an maharim Allah. Thankfulness for every blessing is to be careful not to commit any act of disobedience. Wara means you protect yourself against haram. Normally in our hadith, wara is used for someone who keeps distance from haram. Not only doesn't do haram, keeps away from haram. Is like, for example, if you are in mountain, okay, there is a cliff. If you go and walk on the edge, this is not wara. Because there is a great chance that you may collapse. Wara is to keep at least 1 meter, 2 meters away from the edge, so that even if, once you are not careful or whatever happens, you have still a little distance between you and haram. So therefore hadith says, أَوْرَعُ النَّاسِ مَنْ وَقَفَ عِنْدَ الشُّبَهَاتِ. The most pious, or in the sense of wara, the most precocious people are the people who not only they don't do haram, they don't do those things which are problematic. Okay? Because if you go near the edge, then there is a chance that you fall. So this is why Allah said to Adam, "La taqraba hadhihi ash-shajar." Don't go even near this shajar. So, shukru kulli ni'mah, to be grateful for every blessing of Allah, is al-wara'u an maharim, is not to do any haram and to keep distance from haram. This can mean one of the two things, or maybe both of them are correct. One is not to do haram with respect to this blessing. The second is not to do any haram. Let me give you an example. If someone has given me a car, okay? Imagine your neighbor saw that you don't have car, and you need car to take your children to school, you need to go to work. So he gave you a car. So the first level of gratitude is when you are parking this car, don't create trouble for him. Block his door. He cannot come out. Or, make lots of noise, and so that this neighbor says, I wish I never purchased the car for him. Or drive carelessly and hit his children. He has purchased this car for you. So be careful not to cause trouble for him. The second thing is not to do any bad for him. Not only with this car. Okay, maybe with car you are careful, but then you do another problem. This is also bad. For example, you go and damage his reputation. You go and hurt his family members. This is also a problem. So, don't say, with this car I didn't do anything bad. Okay, it's not enough. So, Allah has given you lots of blessings. The first step is to use every blessing in the way which is pleasing to Allah. But also, in anything, you have to be careful not to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you are grateful, so you don't do anything to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. شكر كل نعمة الورع عن محارم الله. The last hadith for today, I stop here. Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam said, إذا قدرت على عدوك, if you have an enemy and Allah has given you power to be able to have upper hand, you can overpower. Is it correct to say overpower?
Overcome.
No, I mean when your power is more, can we say overpower him? Okay, if you are overpowering him, okay, don't think that you have no responsibility. No, you have responsibility because Allah has given you power. So, فَجَعَلَ الْعَفْوَ عَنْهُ شُكْرًا لِلْقُدْرَةِ عَلَيْهِ. make pardon a kind of gratitude to Allah. The fact that Allah has made you able to overpower him should make you feel that now, as a sign of gratitude to Allah, I should forgive him. Not that, now that I have power, I have to destroy him. If Allah says you should forgive people, so now that he has given you power, he wants you to forgive. He wants you to appreciate this. Don't say, I have power and this power is for my personal, use or whatever. No, this power is something for which you have to be grateful. So try to do what Allah is pleased with. Forgive. Of course, this is an enemy which is normally personal enemy and is not causing further trouble. Sometimes, for example, there is a criminal who is killing lots of people, and if we manage to find him and arrest him, of course we have to take him to justice. But this is for people who are not deliberately, systematically, harming. Forgive them. Imagine you are working in an office and there was a manager who always troubled you. Now you are promoted, you are a manager and he is working for you. Don't say, okay, now I know what to do. I am going now to make you suffer. No. Now that Allah has promoted you and you have this position, try to do the opposite. Not do the opposite so that he feels embarrassed. Some people say, either I'm going to destroy him or I say, no, I'm going to make him embarrassed. No. Just try to make him feel happy. Even don't do anything to make him feel embarrassed. Okay? So, إذا قدرت على عدوك فاجعل العفو عنه شكرا للقدرة عليه. Make pardoning him a kind of gratefulness for having power over him. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to include us among the people who are grateful, who are constantly conscious of their entire reliance on him. We are not even two independent beings that one of them has had favor upon the other. Sometimes there are two people, one of them has helped the other. We are not even like that. We are just a shadow. How much a shadow has to be grateful to the owner of the shadow? It's not that we are another person, Allah is another person, and He has had. We are just shadow. We are just nothing. Whatever we have is from Him. Whatever we don't have is from us. Every problem is with us. We ask Allah to make us conscious of our entire reliance on Him, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to open our heart towards His light, His love, His ma'rifah, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to keep us away from all the temptations of shaitan, all the deceptions of shaitan and nafs ammareh, and enable us to inshallah serve him day and night till we meet him inshallah. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.